using technology effectively in the classroom. So this is helpful in that way. In lieu of using technology and not being a huge hypocrite, I used a new program called Zaption to create this video, so we'll be pausing throughout it. You can use that to flip your classroom, present in the future. So.
Every day, teachers are designing activities to target higher order thinking skills in order to engage students in rich learning experiences. But integrating technology adds a whole new layer to teaching and learning. How can technology transform your learning design? Dr. Ruben Puentedura developed the SAMR model as a way for teachers to evaluate how they are incorporating technology into their instructional practice. You can use SAMR to reflect upon how you are integrating technology into your classroom. Is it an act of substitution, augmentation, modification, or redefinition? Dr. Puentedura likens his model to moving up a ladder. The model includes a dotted line that represents the threshold where you shift from using technology to enhance learning to using it to transform learning. Transforming learning promotes higher order thinking skills.
All right, I wanted to pause here and go through this because on the right we have Bloom's taxonomy, so higher order thinking skills. And I have two reasons for pausing here. One is because these two assessments of your teaching strategies really parallel each other. So as you go up, and as you go up in either ladder, you go up in the other one as well. If you are substituting basic things, you end up sticking towards the lower thinking levels. When you start redefining what you're doing with new technology, just by that nature and by the nature of what technology does and allows you to do, you start getting into these higher order thinking skills. The second reason is that I want to point out that both of these work in the same way in that it's not assessing what you're doing, but what your students are doing. So if I create a really awesome Zaption presentation or whatever, that doesn't really matter. What's important is that we get the students creating and doing things with this new technology, getting them using it, getting them the skills that they'll need to succeed.
Such as analyzing, evaluating, and creating, which are essential to Common Core state standards in 21st century learning. So, how can you teach above the line? Let's take a look at an example of a classroom task and how it evolves through the lens of SAMR. In substitution, technology acts as a direct tool substitute with no real functional change to the task. For example, take creative writing. What if you had students write a story using a word processing program? In this case, students are substituting a handwritten story for a typed story. The task is the same with no real change in student engagement. In augmentation, technology still substitutes, but with some functional improvement. What if you took the same creative writing assignment and had students use a word processing program? They could use features such as spell check and tools for formatting. Again, the story writing task is the same, but the technology augments it with enhanced productivity. In modification, technology should allow for significant task redesign. Take the same creative writing assignment and have students use Google Docs to write their stories. Students can then share these stories with peers and provide real-time feedback. Here, technology has significantly modified the original task by introducing the benefits of student collaboration. At the top stage, redefinition, technology allows for the creation of entirely new tasks that were previously inconceivable. What if students transform their written stories into multimedia productions? After creating storyboards, students film scenes, edit clips, and add music. They can publish the videos and receive feedback from voices across the globe. In this case, technology redefines the story writing task to include media creation, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. So, how can you use SAMR to reflect upon transforming your learning design?
All right, so before we go on, there's going to be a set of questions that go up the ladders for you to assess how your infusion of technology, where you rank on that ladder. So I want us all to take a minute and think of an example in your past teaching when you've infused technology into the classroom, and keep that on your mind for the questions ahead. So I'll give you guys a minute. You can talk with each other, and then come back.